Just want to say that there's some debt that we owe here to two sources in particular for this concept of festival as laboratory. The first is the Open Frameworks Laboratory that was run in 2008 at the Ars Electronica Festival, which brought together about a dozen or 15 different people working in open frameworks in particular. The second was this festival called Future Sonic in Manchester, which every year has had a festival as laboratory with a highly competitive applications process that comes with some money and so on, but where they bring together people to implement projects that are proposed, I believe with a technical staff provided to them. It's a little bit different, but this idea of sort of coming to a lab to a laboratory to make stuff and then showing it at a festival immediately thereafter. So we're indebted to Open Frameworks Lab, the OF Lab, and to Future Sonic's Festival as Laboratory in our conceptualization of this event.
Hey! Thanks, guys, for sticking around. Right, so I rewrote some code which does projector calibration to try and make it so other people could grab it and do some stuff with it, because I showed a project about 6 months ago and everyone's like, oh, how do I do that? And I've been like, you kind of do it like this, but I haven't got any code for it. So I wanted to make something that I could give out to people. And I'm doing it on 2 platforms. One is in V4 and the other one is in Open Frameworks. And V4, some of you might know it, most of you probably don't know what it is. It looks a bit like Maximus P, but it works very differently. And it's made specifically for visual stuff. And it's my platform of choice when it comes to making stuff quickly. It's also really great for explaining stuff, so it would have been great on the screen, but we don't have that luxury. All right, it's going to open up the patch. Whoa.
How many of you have not heard of VVVV or V4? Just, it's a really incredibly powerful patching-based arts engineering environment coming out of Germany originally, and it's almost relatively unheard of in the States. It's not very well used, even though it's an amazingly powerful environment. It's got a visual interface for programming similar to Maximus P or Pure Data, but it's primarily designed, although it can do lots of other things, for visual output. So it's particularly good at connecting multiple screens together and doing multi-screen installations.
Now, you can't see the screen, but basically it's picking out where the chessboards are in world space. So it knows the X, Y, Z position of where every point is. And the way that works is there's a really common routine known as find boards, is it? Find chessboard. Find chessboard corners. And it looks in an image, like a camera image, and it can pick out where it sees these corners. And then if you know the scale of the board, how many squares there are, then it can pick them out quite accurately. So what you can then do is, you can then see where those RGB points are in one camera, then pick out where those are in the depth camera. That gives you the X, Y, Z position. Now, you already know where they are in the projector, and now you know where they are in 3D. And you can mash this data together into like some fantastic OpenCV stuff, and it'll tell you how the two are correlated. So I'm just going to take some data now. All right.
That's not being shown there.
No, I couldn't. This cable doesn't reach because I have to put the projector over here. And all right, do you want to move a little bit? Yep. Again. Yep. Back. You want to go further back? Okay. Right. Then what do you do? Right, and then I'll turn off that. Okay, so now we'll do the simple demo. This demo is a reprojection of the RGB. So this is what the RGB camera is seeing reprojected back out. So if I've got a t-shirt on like this with a pattern, the pattern should line up with me, but it's blown out because it's right. I think it's a bit blown out because the background's really bright. The next thing you can do is you can find out the normal map. So this shows you where the face is facing towards. Sorry, guys over there. So, like, Z is blue when he's pointing towards the Kinect. It's green when he's pointing towards the floor. So the blue, red, and green here represent which way the thing is facing. And any of you who know stuff about computational lighting know that the data you need to calculate lighting is... Step into the light. That sounds awesome. The data you need to calculate lighting is normals and position. It's a bit errory down there, isn't it? Huh. Did we calibrate that far back?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Right, and then the final things you can do are you can apply that lighting. So here's just some really simple lighting on Kyle. If you want to step back a bit further. It's all right. Comes back around. And then the next type of lighting is point lighting. So you point lighting, and you have to step forwards towards the projector now. Oh, I'll move the light because you're too close. All right. Where's the light? So if you just stand 2 meters from the projector. Oh. This is getting glitchy. End of demo. Fuck.
So look for some incredible new tools.
Say goodbye.
What's that?
I can say goodbye.
You can say goodbye.
All right.
All right. Elliot will say goodbye.
Right. So there's loads of stuff you can do with this tech. What it does is it means you can project onto stuff. I already mentioned this before. You can project onto stuff whilst looking at it and figuring something out about it. Kyle's made this awesome thing which can figure something out about the scene, which is amazing and makes us all jealous and makes us all want to be him. All week long, he's just been coming around our code and being like, that one. So like stuff that you can see now, you can reproject back out onto stuff. And you can also do this for performances and all this other kind of thing. You can make virtual lighting onto objects. You can make virtual scenes, make virtual textures. You can manipulate how the texture reacts to light and therefore change how the texture looks. And also if you want more projectors and more Kinects, everything's in world space, so you can kind of just pop those in. And we'll be doing more of that tomorrow in the lab. Who's coming?